So I just realized I spent the last 35 minutes recording basically everything that happened today at the OCIC, and I didn't have my mic on. So let's go again. I'm going to definitely try to speed this one up a bit more just because I kind of know what I'm talking about now. So guys, hello, my name is ScooteezyVGC. I'm a VGC player, and today I played in my very first in-person event, being the Australian International, the Oceania International, I guess. Had like 300 players. There was a lot of international people that came too. I think only 8 Aussies made like top cut, which is like kind of sad. 32 players, 8 Australians for an Australian event. So that kind of sucks. But about me now. Yay, woo, let's stop talking about the tournament. About me, so I went 6-3. Very unfortunate. I'll pull up my stuff in a second. Also too, let me, before I forget, here's the team. Woo, here, where am I? Here, this way. Here's the team. So what I played today, I'll have a team report coming out in the next couple of days. Might take a little bit of a break over the weekend, watch some Pokemon, and then maybe like Monday or some shit, I'll shoot the shit, do a team report, do like a showcase of the team as well. You know, we like to do that over here. Might, have like 2 or 3 videos. Very, very good team. Anyway, let's jump over to Arcanine Labs. Bang, here it is, Arcanine Labs, this side. Oh, I'm a lot bigger over here. Great. So, sorry. As you can see, your boy went 6-3. Unfortunately, I did not make top cut. Hopefully I'm not fucking lazy and I can put the picture up. I'm not sure if it's lazy or if it's I just forget. I'm also, pretty tired too. I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I didn't feel really good for most of the day, but that's besides the point. We're here now. Basically, as I was saying, as you can see here, round 9, I lost to none other than JoeUX9, Mr. Joseph. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm sorry, Joe, if you're watching this. Garrett, you grew it? I don't know, man. Yeah. So basically, again, I don't think Joe's going to watch this. Kind of hope he doesn't. But at the same time, unfortunately, I lost to Joe. It was a really, really good set. I'll kind of touch on this one first, because knowing me, I'll probably fucking clickbait Joe in the thumbnail or the title or some shit. But yeah, going into the last round of Swiss, Joe and I were both 6-2. And as you can see here, unfortunately, Joe beat me. And because of that, I ended up not making top cut. We will kind of go into my resistance a little bit later, because you'll notice I kind of got a little unfortunate. But yes, I think I finished 53rd out of 300-ish players. I'll have my thing up on there, so hopefully you guys can see it all. But I kind of just want to chat the shit, talk about my day. This video is kind of more for me than for you guys, and I mean, look, I hope you guys enjoy it, right? I love to talk, so if you guys like the video, then freaking great. I appreciate it, but I kind of just want to document my day. I do really regret not taking a notepad and pen. I fully intended to take a notepad and pen today, but I forgot it because I left my house at like 7 o'clock in the morning, which is earlier than I normally leave for work, so that fucking sucked. But yeah, so again, I played Joe. I'll kind of touch on this round first, just kind of break it down. Obviously, you saw my team before. I forget exactly Joe's full team. I remember, I think 5 of his mons. So he had, in every game I played against him, he had the Amoonguss, he had the Iron Bundle, he had the Glamora. And I want to say he kind of mixed it up between, it was like Great Tusk and definitely King Gambit. We'll kind of talk about King Gambit later, because that came to every game along with the Amoonguss. And the only mon I think I never saw Joe bring was his Volcarona. But basically, game 1, Joe beat me pretty handily. I think I made like some cool plays, but like he's so good at just swapping out, man. Like it just felt like every turn he had like the perfect defensive pivot. It was like, oh, I try to catch him with some cheese, and he's just constantly swapping me just all the time. Just his Amoonguss, his King Gambit, everything just swapping. And Iron Bundle just killed everything. Game 2, I even said to Joe, like I think it was like the second last turn, I'm like, shit, GG homie, you got me. And then like the Icy, I think he clicked Icy Wind, and like my T-Tar went from like, I want to say I was like 76 to 11. Like maybe those numbers are a bit off. Like as I said, I'm pretty freaking tired. My brain's a bit foggy. But I think we were both like, yeah, well, that's kind of GG. And then like my T-Tar lived when it like shouldn't have. And then it was like a 1v1 Gambit versus my Tusk with Focus Sash. At that point, it's just GG, I win. But yeah, so I won game 2, like really scary. It was really tight. We went into game 3. Now, game 3 is the main game I want to talk about because this was a really interesting one. Basically, Joe being the good player he is, basically every game, he led something that had the ability to deal with my Talonflame, basically one-shot it. So I want to say it was like the first 2 games he led the bundle. Game 3 he led Glamora. Every game I led T-Tar with Talonflame, I think. Again, I really wish I had footage to like show you guys this, but I don't. Like, maybe I could have built these teams, but I'm tired, so I apologize. But basically, the funny enough, me and Joe, it was kind of this like mind game the whole game, and I was really confident at one stage. I think I turned 1 rock slided it. I dropped the bundle down to like 20%. I got a burn onto the King Gambit. It was actually like super funny. So like what happened was like turn 1 was literally like I click Tailwind, and he clicks Hydro Pump. Wait, have I got the games mixed up? Maybe he didn't lead Glamora game 3. Yeah, I don't think he led Glamora game 3 in hindsight. But yeah, it was like he misses his Hydro Pump, and maybe I think I swapped in my T-Tar turn 1. Maybe I think I led the what's it called? I think I led Great Tusk and swapped in T-Tar. But like basically like he misses his Hydro Pump. I set up Tailwind. And then like I miss my Will-O-Wisp. And I say to him, I'm like, we're even, right? You miss Pump, I miss Willow. And then I hit the Rock Slide. I just flinch his Gambit. Because I think he attacked into the T-Tar on turn 2. He just like left the thingy there, the Talonflame, and I was like, you miss, I miss, we're good. And then I flinch him. And then I burn him. So like turn 3, I burn his King Gambit. And I was like looking really good. The bundle was like 20%. His Gambit's burnt. Like, I don't think my Talonflame had even died. I still have my Focus Sash in the back. And the big misplay, and I learned this in hindsight, unfortunately being 20, I kept bringing Fluttermane. Fluttermane did nothing in all 3 games. It really cost me the match. And it really annoys me because I think my own Iron Bundle in the matchup actually would have won me game 3. If I had Iron Bundle game 3, I would have won. But basically, Joe being the elite player he is, for some unknown reason to me, he clicked Terra Flying King Gambit while he was burnt. Now, the reason why this is so important is because, like, obviously, you'd be like, oh, Scott, he was next to your T-Tar. T-Tar has low kick, blah, blah, blah. That's obvious. In the 3 games leading up to this, right? The King Gambit and Tyranitar shared the board. I am not shitting you, for probably 8 turns, right? I never once tried to low kick it. He never once tried to Iron Head me. It was kind of like, shit, he's going to Terra, blah, blah, blah. This game I terrored, right? I was Terra flying. He couldn't touch me. And I could have taken a kill on his Iron Bundle. I could have clicked Rock Slide. Honestly, like, Rock Slide would have been sick this turn too, because I'm pretty sure he pumped my Talonflame. So it would have been like a bundle on 20% and a King Gambit on like 60%. I could have clicked Rock Slide and just like won the game. I'd low kick his fucking Gambit and he terrored. And that was kind of the beginning of the end for me. Because at that point, while like it was burnt and it's like, oh, that doesn't fucking matter. The Iron Head from a burnt Gambit still did like 80% to my Fluttermane. So Iron Head into Sucker Punch unfortunately picked it up. And as I said, I was choice. I didn't say it actually. If you saw anything, I was choice specs. So that was really, really unfortunate. I was like really upset with myself too, because it was like, it had done nothing the whole series. And I was having trouble with his bundle. His bundle was like Joe really made me realize I'm a shit Iron Bundle player. The way he played bundle compared to me was fucking like amazing. He like outplayed me so fucking hard. And the worst part is, I'm sure our bundle sets were the exact fucking same. He brought a Moongus every fucking game. He brought Great Tusk half the fucking time. Like literally my Iron Bundle would have been fucking sick. Especially last game when he Terra fucking flying. And he'd already and he'd already terrored. Like he would have been in one-shot range. Like he was AV, but I'm pretty sure at like the 50-ish% he was dying always to my Iron Bundle. And like I'm kicking myself in hindsight because I'm like, fuck, like why did I keep bringing Fluttermane? Like Fluttermane wasn't good. Like it wasn't good in the matchup. But yeah, anyway, so that's the loss to Joe. That fucking sucked. Joe's one of the best players in the world though, so like hats off to him. He definitely showed me I'm a good player, but I'm not good enough yet. He made me realize that there's levels to this shit. And while I definitely had the ability to top cut this event, Even if I did, I probably wasn't going to win. Players like him and, you know, a lot of the other guys at the top, like Chopper, Chopper Cross was here. Obviously, I think there was like Michael Gavin was here. Connor was here. Connor, is that his name? I think it's his name. No, it's not. I forget his name. Anyway, there's a lot of elite players, and it made me realize that even though my performance was really good, and a lot of people kept telling me, like every person I played against my last, like, 4 games, they were like, oh, how many events have you played? I'm like, it's my first one. Like, fuck, like, you're 5-2, you're 6-2 in your first event. Even Joe said that. He's like, you're doing really well for your first event. So that felt nice, but obviously, you know, I would have liked to have at least top cut. But anyway, that's enough for Joe. As I said, that was, like, to me, it's the most meaningful game of the day, because this was the one game where I truly felt like my opponent outplayed me. There is one other similar game too, that we'll talk about a bit later, and it's, you know, kind of funny. But yeah, this was like the one game where, like, I really felt like Joe outplayed me, and maybe if I just had a little more practice with my team, or, you know, maybe if I wasn't, you know, 9 rounds of Swizz deep when I was thinking a bit, you know, clearer, maybe I could have beat him. Because I honestly think with Iron Bundle in that last game, I probably would have beat Joe, but it is what it is, you know, can't win them all. Anyway, now that we've talked about that one, let's start at the start of the day. So the homie Jared. Now, Jared, I'd never met him before this event. I played him round 1. He had a very unique team that we'll kind of touch on shortly. But me and Jared, basically, we hung out for the rest of the day after our game. He's a great guy. Hopefully I get to play some Pokemon with him in the near future. Unfortunately, his record really hurt my resistance, but that's okay. I forgive him. Really, really nice dude. Coming into the event, Jared didn't realize it was S2. So basically, he was running a Series 1 team with a lot of just unique things. I think he kind of mentioned that he kind of threw the team together last second. He had, what did he have? He had like Mousehold, D-Knight, Hydreigon, Meowscarada. I'm blanking. They're the only ones I kind of remember. But basically, the issue with his team was it got run through by Fluttermane. And every time I would talk to him after a match, he would say, yep, just got swept by Fluttermane, And that's basically what I did. In our first game, he led Mousehold and D-Knight. The only moves he had on those two, at least offensive, were Population Bomb, Dragon Claw, Extreme Speed. Can't see my hands because I got fucking co-muted. As you can imagine, Fluttermane just swept it. But yeah, look, Jared, really, really nice guy. Honestly, really glad I met him. Anyway, round 2, we had Darcy McCarthy. Let me have a drink, sorry. My mouth's a bit sore. I've literally been talking for like 45 minutes. You guys have just seen 10 of it. There's a bug in that. That's fucking great. Darcy McCarthy. One of 4 Dondozo players I played today. Definitely the hardest matchup. Basically, I think my team is actually really good into Dozo. In all but one specific fucking matchup, and that is the Steel Rest Dozo. And look, this set was really close, and like I'm so fucking sad I lost this set, because basically this set was a big wake up call for me as well. You can't see my hands. I don't like that you can't see my hands. I gotta like expand the camera. This set was a wake up call for me. Basically, he led Dozo, I led Talon, whatever it was, I forget at this point. I clicked burn. I thought he was Resto Chesto. It turns out he was not Resto Chesto. He was Resto Lumberry. So that kind of cost me game 1. I tried to burn it. He recovered it. He one-shot my Talonflame without the Tatsugiri in its mouth. So I didn't get my Tailwind up, blah, blah, blah. That is what it is. Game 2 was a lot better for me. I forget exactly how the game played out. I somehow eventually got him burnt. I forget how I got him burnt. But I burnt him. I had Tailwind up. I was like playing really, really well. Unfortunately, we got to a situation where I believe it was like my Fluttermane, which always outspeeds, and my Great Tusk. I think like the Dozo had just killed something with Wave Crash. Maybe it was like my Talonflame, something along those lines. And I knew my opponent could threaten the Terra Steel. So it was at a range where like I'd seen the last Shadow Ball go off, and I'm like, this is dead to Shadow Ball here. Right, I'm spec Shadow Ball. I have to click Shadow Ball anyway. I'm like, this is dead to Shadow Ball here. So I Shadow Ball, I Headlong Rush, because it was a Scarf Tatsugiri as well, so I'm going to one-shot it with the Headlong Rush. I am not shitting you, and he even confirmed it to me. He lived on 1 HP. He lived on 1, he got the rest off, and the game from there was basically over. I think I was eventually able to like get through the Dozo, but it ended up costing me my Fluttermane, and at that point it was just GG. Really am sad to see Darcy actually go 3-4 to finish and drop out, because Darcy, I believe, after he beat me, he went on to win like his next game, or like he ended up getting like 3-1, I think, the last time I checked. Could be a little off on that, but I'm pretty sure he was 3-1 and then lost 3 straight, so that really fucked with my resistance. Now the next two, Matthew and Robert, I honestly don't remember a lot about these games. What I'm saying, bring a notepad and pen, guys. I really recommend it. Basically, these were both Don Dozo players. So these were like your standard Dozos, though. They were just like Terror Dragon, you know, the normal stuff. I think there was one dude who was like sub protect, and like basically all I did was I burnt him, and then I spammed taunt with my talent flame. It's basically what I did to both of them, I think. And like I spammed taunt until it got to a point where like, hey, you're burnt and you're taunted. And then basically in that situation, my Flutter Mane with Terra Water, because that's why I got Terra Water, guys, if you didn't see it. Terra Water and my Iron Bundles were basically just able to break these Dozo teams. And we ended up going to a situation where we were 3-1. Again, I apologize for not going more in depth on those games. I am kind of sad that those boys, again, didn't do better, because you see 4-5, 5-4. Look, they played all right. You know, it is what it is. You know, unfortunately, not everyone's going to have perfect resistance. It does kind of suck for me, but sorry. Yeah, I just had a large HSP, so I'm still a little gassy. My apologies. But anyway, round 5 is where things start to get interesting, because this is where, at this point, like, I'm 3-1. I'm feeling good. I shouldn't say I'm feeling good. I was fucking, like, not feeling good for, like, basically, like, I'll kind of get into it later, but like the Lockie Cameron match is where I actually started to feel good for the day. I felt shit. Like I was hungry. Like I was kind of shaking. I just wasn't feeling good. I got up against Casper. Now Casper's a good guy. Spoke to him a bit. He was my first Trick Room matchup for the day. So like, as you can imagine, I'm round 5. I played 3 fucking Dozos, man. Three fucking Dozos in 5 games, man. Fucking, sorry, 3 and 4 games. 3 and 4 games, my bad. But I go up against Casper. Casper's my first Trick Room matchup. Now, I'm pretty confident in my Trick Room matchup, honestly. Basically, my answer to Trick Room has been Goldango plus T-Tar, Make It Rain plus Crunch. Basically, just deals with like anything outside of like the Iron Hands kind of shenanigans. But I'm still pretty confident in the matchup regardless. Hariyama's also kind of annoying. Basically, game 1, I beat him in the normal way. Game 2, Casper went with his Lilligant room. Basically, I should kind of elaborate on his team. He was like a Sunroom team without Armoru. So it was like he had like Torkoal, Indeedee. I think he had Iron Hands. He had Hat. He had Lilligant, and there was one more. I forget what it was. I don't think I ever saw it. But yeah, so in game 2, he led with his Torkoal Lilligant, right? And so I actually kept T-Tar in the back for game 2, basically because I was like, hey, hold on a minute. Like T-Tar is what won me game 2, saving it and getting it back in. I'm like, there's no need to lead T-Tar. He's probably just going to lead something that counters T-Tar anyway. Like T-Tar basically messed him up game 1. He needs to counter to T-Tar. He went with his Lily Room team. Now, we spoke about this after the game because he was like really upset with himself. But basically what happened was, so I switched in my T-Tar, getting rid of the Sands. Sorry, getting rid of the Sun. But his Lilligant was still the fastest thing on the board. It was still faster than my Goldango. And so what happened was he actually Terra Grassed. And now I'm not sure why he Terra Grassed. Maybe he thought I was going to leave my Iron Hand. My Great Tuskian. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I don't know Lilligant's speed. I don't know if my max speed Tusk outspeeds a max speed Lilligant. No fucking idea. But yeah, so he tried to sleep my Tusk slot. My Tusk slot was swapped into T-Tar. And he Terra Grassed. I clicked Make It Rain. I dropped Lilligant to its Sash, and I did like 95% to the Torkoal. He clicked Eruption. As you could imagine, it did like 2 damage to my T-Tar, and it did like 15 damage to my Goldango. At that point, it was GG. The Sand picked up both KO. Actually, I don't think the Sand picked up Torkoal, but I picked him up next turn anyway. Like, I'm pretty sure he brought in like his Hariyama or whatever next turn. I fucking just clicked Make It Rain, Terra Flying. The game was done. We ran the calc after. I had a 70% chance to live. I ran a really bulky Goldango. Again, if you guys want to see the spreads, and like, I think my Goldango spread was really fucking good. I'll probably put out a team report, whatever, in the next couple of days. Because yeah, I was really, really happy with the team. I just wish I had a little more practice, I should say. But yeah, that was the matchup against Casper. Really good player. Unfortunately, like at the time I met Casper, we were 4-1. Again, you see he finishes the day 5-4. Hurts my resistance just a little bit. Anyway, up next, Kelvin Foster. name's familiar. I even said that to him. I was like, hey, look, do you play a lot? Like, I kind of know your name. And he's like, yeah, I play a bit. Turns out one of the boys told me he got like 5th at Worlds last year. I'm not sure if that means he just got like, I think it probably means he got top 8 at Worlds last year, but a really freaking good player. Now, I haven't cross-referenced that. I'm sorry, Calvin or anyone who's like fucking watching. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Calvin was my first and only side spam for the day. Game 1, really, really close. I think like I missed a double protect that probably would have won me the game. But he was a pretty standard side spam team. It was like he had the side spam core. I think he had in the back, he had like Hariyama, he had Torko. I want to say like a King Gambit or something. I don't remember, but it was just a really standard, side spam team. It was a hard trick room team. I think he had as well. I think he had like 3 versions, like 3 ways to set up the trick room. But yeah, unfortunately, game 1 I lost. Again, it was one of those things where like if I just hit the double protect, I would have won the game. Game 2, now like I choked. I'm not gonna lie. No disrespect to Calvin, he played really fucking well. I choked. My matchup into side spam, right? He led the same thing. He led Arm Rouge and DD. Now, so when I clarify, what happened in game 1 was the fucking plan. I clicked Make It Rain. I clicked Crunch on the Armor Rouge. What did he do? It looks like he went for the Expanding Force or some shit, and he set Trick Room within DD. I dropped in DD to like 60%. I one-shot the Armor Rouge. Well, I didn't technically one-shot because like Make It Rain into Crunch, but I killed it turn 1 without it doing anything. Then he eventually stalled me out, won the game. Game 2, he led the same shit, right? The issue was he was Terra Grass. And I'm like, there's no way. No fucking way you're giving me the one-shot on Armor Rouge, right? Which means you're clicking, like you're always clicking Terra here, right? But he was a really bulky in DD. And me being the fucking idiot I am was like, you know what? Let's change it. We're going to click Make It Rain. We always click Make It Rain. Make It Rain's too good. It does like 40% to Armor Rouge anyway. We're going to go Terra Flying. He didn't Terra the Indeedee. It was Terra Grass. I think I mentioned that. He didn't Terra it. The Indeedee lived. He got the Trick Room up. He then proceeded to click Helping Hand, Expanding Force. My T-Tar took like 95%. It lived on like 10. He crit my Armor Rouge. Now, look, obviously, this sounds like I'm in a shit fucking spot, right? But the good... I mean, look, I don't want to say the good thing. What happened was the crit on the Armor Rouge basically put me in range of my Life Orb to kill me. He apologized. He even said it too. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I would have won without the crit. But he basically put me like 2 HP below my Life Orb range. I killed myself with the Life Orb. Basically, why this is so important is the next turn I ended up taking out the Armor Rouge and DD. I think actually this turn I took out the Armor Rouge and DD. Like, the Make It Rain plus Crunch killed the 2 of them, right? I would have been in a situation where it was 4 against 2. I had 3 protects and like 3 turns of Trick Room to stall out. Because of the crit, I lost it. And then basically it ended up in a situation where my Great Tusk unfortunately had to hit a double protect on the last turn of Trick Room. I didn't get it. It lost me the game. And the reason why this was like so important is because like he said it himself. At this point, his team was weaker, right? I chipped him down. His, I think his Torkoal still had a bit of HP left, but whatever was next to the Torkoal, it was like a Hariyama Iron Hands or something like that. It was essentially done. Outside the Trick Room, he couldn't stop me. It was just like I still had Focus Sash, 2 headlong rushes with me the game. Calvin's whole team also didn't have Protect. He had 6 months without Protect. Obviously, he's hard Trick Room. He doesn't want to waste his own Trick Room. He even said to me, it was unlucky, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I would have beaten Calvin. Calvin's an incredibly good player. Like I felt like every play he made in that set was perfect. Like he absolutely outstanding. Calvin, you're a fantastic player. I did see him afterwards. I think he was pretty upset with the way his tournament ended. Like, as I said, when I played against Calvin, we were both 4-1. Calvin went to 5-1 after he beat me. As you can see here, Calvin finished 5-4. Once again, I got really unlucky with my opponents. Basically, after beating me or after playing me, felt like the tournament just ended. Calvin losing 3 straight games really, really hurt. But yeah, obviously it is what it is. You can't win them all. That one's a really good player. Anyway, so we go into the Lockie Cameron match. So at this point, I'm sitting 4-2. I have to win every game for the rest of the day. Basically, if I want a top cut, or if I want guaranteed top cut, right? As I said, I actually felt really good coming into this series. Simply because at this point, right, going into Lockie Cameron, Casper was 5-2, right? Calvin was... No, sorry. Casper was 4-2, and he won this. He won his like round 7, yeah. So he went to 5-2. Calvin lost, unfortunately. He went to 5-2. And then I'm going up against Lockie Cameron, who obviously, as you see here, second best opponent I played by the end of it. He finished as 6-3. My game against Lockie Cameron was actually probably specify he was a Dondozo team. This was my best my best set of the entire event. The way I played against Lockie Cameron was the best I've played probably like ever. It just was. I just played the perfect game. It's really hard to explain. Like, I just played so sick this set, man. Like he was like a standard dozo, like the dragon order up stuff. I forget exactly how like we got into it, but like I'll never forget. It was like, for some reason I didn't go for the burn on the like the dozo. Like I protected my great tusk. I swapped in the I swapped in my Flutter main on the... Actually, maybe it was burn. Have I got this wrong? Maybe I did actually have him burn. I swapped in the Flutter main on the... No, he wasn't burn. He wasn't burn. I swapped in the Flutter main on a order up. Unfortunately, you know, thankfully they fucking patched it halfway through the event, I think. He gets the plus 1 attack off the order up into my Flutter main. Thankfully, it doesn't damage it. But yeah, he clicks order up. I then attack it with like a Moonblast or something, and I swap in my Talonflame. And shout out to the homie Jonzu, because at +3, the Dondozo did not kill me. I wasn't even full HP. I'd killed something prior to it with Brave Bird. I lived on 6 HP and then proceeded to burn it the next turn. I then like killed myself with Brave Bird, got in my Iron Bundle. It was just... Like, it was the best game I've ever played. I just predicted everything perfectly. I outplayed him. Lockie was a fantastic opponent. Like, really good, really chill dude as well. As you see, he went 6-3. Unfortunately, I don't think he top cut either. But that was like my best performance of the day, without a doubt. Anyway, we're going to round 8 here. Jeremy Hollins. This one hurt, because at this point, Jeremy and I are both 5-2. Now, as you can see here, I think after I beat Lockie Cameron, he proceeded to win his next 2 games. Great. He helped my resistance a lot. Jeremy, again, a really, really nice guy. It was basically a mirror matchup. We played the exact same team, except I had gold, he had goth. And this was just another like perfect performance by me almost. Like no offense to him, but like again, he's a fantastic player. Like you wouldn't be 5-2 if you weren't good. I just ran straight through him. Like in the mirror, like I played the best Pokemon I've ever fucking played. Not much I can say. You know, even after the match, he literally said to me, he's just like, yeah, I think Tyranitar like was the play, because I led T-Tar. Well, basically what happened was I led T-Tar Talon every game, and I think he led either Talon plus it was either Flutter or Bundles. I can one-shot them both. If it's Bundles, Rock Slide kills Talon. It does like 80% to Bundle. If he goes the Flutter, which I think he brought Flutter twice, and he Terra Steel it both times, but Crunch is still doing like 80%. And then at that point, my Bundle also just wins the matchup. So once again, Jeremy, again, great opponent. Unfortunately, after I beat him, he ended up losing again. So that kind of sucks. You know, if he was like 6-3, maybe Kelvin and Casper were 6-3, your boy would have been top cut. But then, you know, obviously we go into the last one. We've already explained it. JoeUX9, man's a beast. Congrats to Joe. You know, Joe, you're probably not watching this. I might have already said this. But yeah, I appreciate the game. You definitely showed me that there's still a lot of room for improvement. But yeah, I think that's really it for like my games. I was getting to like Joe, again, you're not watching this. Go fucking 2-0 everyone. Go 2-0 them all. Because at the end of the day, at least I can sit here and say I almost beat JoeUX9. And if this motherfucker wins the event, second best player here, boys. But no, seriously, yeah, it was great. And then I guess like my tips and all that for myself or whoever going forward in events. Bring a notebook, notebook and a pen, notepad and a pen, whatever you want to call it. Really wish I brought one. It was my biggest regret of the event, not having one. Again, I just wanted to like document my run better. Like obviously this is just me fucking giving you guys all the knowledge up here, but like if I wait till tomorrow, I'm gonna forget even more. So that's why I'm just like, fuck it. You know, I'm exhausted, but we'll push it out. But yeah, bring a notepad and a pen and just have fun. Also, actually, the other big thing to read your fucking emails, boys and girls, if you're watching. Your boy didn't read the email. So today is Friday here in Australia. Obviously we're playing in Australia. One of the homies in a Discord yesterday said at like 6:30 at night, like, hey, did you guys pick up your badges? why do I need my badge? Like, why do I have to pick it up now? And he's like, they shut at 8. Like, if you don't get it now, you've got to go really early in the morning. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, didn't you read your emails? And I'm like, no. He's like, yo, go pick it up. Like, you got to go get it tonight. We play tomorrow. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean we play tomorrow? Like, I've never watched an international event. Like, I've only really started like following like VGC a lot with Scarlet and Violet. Apparently internationals are 3-day events. Didn't know that. So your boy last night had to do like an hour 40 round trip to go get my badge. The issue with that hour 40 round trip to get the badge was my team wasn't in game. I hadn't figured out half my spreads yet. And I hadn't even really tested Goldango on the team. I originally had D-Knight in the slot. So basically what happened was I went out, got my badge. While I was on the tram, I was like trying to finish like hatching all my eggs because I was trying to get a fucking shiny Talonflame for this event. Not shitting you, I've hatched like fucking, it feels like 800 eggs in a row without a shiny. Fucking sucks. Granted, I popped like 3 shinies in my first 20 eggs when I was just breeding for the deck. So that is what it fucking is. But yeah, read your emails, boys. I didn't know I was playing today. I thought I was playing tomorrow, but I played today. 6-3, my first regional. It was pretty fun. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, I've kind of just, you know, this is obviously take 2. But again, both videos ended up being like 30 fucking minutes. So that's great. I've been recording for over an hour. That's fun. But yeah, guys, I guess if you let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Like, obviously, you know, I got 130 points today. I need 70 more for Worlds. So like, maybe if the YouTube thing keeps going well, I can fund my trip to Worlds, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, I guess let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Like, now that I'm not preparing for an event, I kind of want to do a shift in what my content is. Like, I'm kind of, at the minute, I'm just like pumping out videos with like random teams that like me and the homies build. You know, I got friends that help me. We build teams, we get them in game together. It's fucking great. We share teams. It's fun. But I feel like, you know, using 3 different teams a week just isn't sustainable. Like, it's really hard to just, you know, like constantly pump teams out. And granted, I have a lot of resources in game. It makes getting, you know, Pokemon in game a lot easier. You know, you just do the old, you know, rental team shenanigans where you make the team, put a rental code, you restart your game. Didn't use any resources. But yeah, I also want to really start doing more discussion videos. I mean, as you can see here, I've just fucking chatted shit for the last half an hour. And I've done it twice. It's like 70 minutes total I've chatted shit for. So I don't know, maybe I'll start doing some like more like team building guides and, you know, just kind of helping people understand what's good in the meta, I guess. Maybe do some like tier lists, maybe break down individual mons. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want. You know, I'm here for you guys, you know, and I have fun doing it too. I like to talk and whatnot. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's gonna be it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And like, honestly, if you just sat through me talking shit for like fucking 32 minutes, good on you. Good on you, because this has not been visually appealing, right? You got me. I look like shit. My nose is fucking red. Look at me. Look at me. I'm sorry, I'm looking at myself over here while you're here. Yeah, I look like fucking shit. I haven't showered in like 16 hours. I haven't slept in 16 hours. I feel like shit. I'm ready for bed. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, I guess while we're here, I keep cutting myself off as I'm trying to end. Face cam. I own a face cam. I don't use my face cam because I'm a nobody. I don't know if people want to see my face. If you want to see my face, fucking tell me. I can throw the face up. That's whatever. Anyway, I'm going to end it now before it gets too long. Bye. Love you all.